right, guys. Listen, welcome in the building. Happy to see everybody. Y'all, listen, y'all know what to do out there, okay? Because it's Wednesday and it's trending topics today, okay? Trending topics Wednesday. We got a good lineup here, and I'm glad I'm seeing in the chat the choo choo. And yes, everybody, RIP to Tina Turner. Okay, we'll have a Tina Turner moment. But in the meantime, let me tell you who's on this lineup for trending topics tonight. It's John Morant, the NBA basketball player. The cops went to his house for a wellness check. You know, it's sad. I'm sure he's going through a lot, but we'll talk about that. We got Tina Turner because we want to give a moment to Tina Turner, icon. Okay, she's one of the faces of females who went through domestic, DV. We gotta say because it's YouTube, and she recovered and turned that whole thing around. Okay, so shout out to Tina Turner. Sleep well, Tina. We're gonna miss you. We'll talk about our favorite Tina Turner songs, and then we got Kroy and Kim. Oh, what a tumultuous divorce those two are going through. In the beginning, they was thick as thieves. Thick as thieves. And now they're slinging mud back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, we knew this chick was a gambler, but who knew that she gambled their darn legacy and savings away? Good gosh. Okay? And then we got Fetty Wap. You was being a street pharmacist for the family because they needed money. You couldn't tell them to go to work. But we'll get into it. Okay? Anything for the family. That's our trending topics lineup. I got to board this train, people, okay? And I'm about to board this train. Y'all know what y'all got to do. I need in that chat a what? A choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. We about to board this train for Trending Topics Wednesday, and y'all do not hop on this train for free, okay? Your ticket on this train is just hit that like button. Now let's get into this, people. I got to board this train. Okay, we got a coming back in the building. Coming back in the building. He's home now. Hey, Royer.
So excited to be back home. Auntie Diva, I thank you every show, and I'm going to do it again. Aww. Thank you so much for your support, for your thoughts, for your prayers. Thank you, everybody on this channel. Y'all have been amazing. I'm so glad to be home. I'm in great spirits. I'm in great health, you guys. My blood count numbers came down, so the prayers was working. I got my colostomy bag working good. I got my drainage tube out, y'all. I am in just, sorry to be so vulgar, but y'all, I'm just so
it's okay.
Happy. I'm so happy. So yes, we back, Auntie.
Yes.
Y'all, please remember, hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to this channel as we are working towards the 30,000 subscribers. Okay, people? And Auntie, I'm going to drop your link in the bio so that people can subscribe. So hold on 1 second.
All right. So welcome, Royer and Robin, our monthly ticket holders in the building. How you doing, Robin?
Chugga, chugga, choo, choo, choo. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Amen. And hey, baby Royer.
Aww. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Leo.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, E.
Hey.
Well, watch out now. It's the little one, and I'm not Bow Wow.
Hey.
Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. I'm so happy for you, Royer. Oh.
Yes, we have our prince back. Welcome back, Royer.
Thank y'all.
Welcome back. They say God is good. Welcome back.
Hey,
I have been posting on your video every day, Royer.
And I have seen everyone. I'm still going through the comments. So if I respond multiple times, just know it's because I'm still going through comments, y'all. Y'all have been amazing.
All right. Hey, Adele, and hey, Nikki. I'm glad to see all of y'all.
Welcome back.
Yeah, listen, the day you come back, Royer, Chef Kev decides to show up for work.
Yeah.
They open the alcohol in the
He was on
beverage.
FMLA with me. He was out on FMLA with me.
Oh, okay. Chef Kev, you're in the building. How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Roy, nice to see
Hey,
you.
Chef Ken, thank you.
Listen, Chef Kev, I'm glad you decided to show up for work. I was about to call HR and have them call you, but nice to see you.
Now I got doctor's note.
Oh, you got doctor's note. Okay, all right. You was
Give it to Leo. She our HR.
Yep, I'm HR. Hand it over.
Don't worry about it. Hey, no problems coming. I got
All
it.
right.
All right. Listen, guys, we got full house tonight. The train is jam-packed. We about to pull this train out the station and get into it, okay? Oh, it's raining in New York? All right, catch that rain now. Catch that rain. Okay, so listen, guys, we about to pull this station out. We got to get a choo-choo in the chat there. And also, Roy, just double check. Make sure nobody hop in this train. I'm showing
We got
that
about 20 people that have hopped. We are at 189 views and 61 likes. So before we get into it, if everybody can just check, make sure that y'all hit the like button. Just make sure everybody on the panel, make sure you hit the like button for us, please. I see the numbers coming up nice and slow. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate yours. So the first one up on the docket here is this Ja Morant. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, Ja, and as I'm going through this, if everybody could just make sure they're muted, and then you'll come off when we come around and talk to you. And I'm sorry, guys, if you're trying to get on the train is packed. Train is packed, okay? So Ja Morant, thank you. So Ja Morant, he got into trouble once. He's an NBA basketball player. Got into trouble once because he likes to play with the pow pows. He likes to play around with them, flash them when he in the club. He partying, he got to flash one. Okay. He with his so-called friends. That's what I'm calling so-called friends. They in the car jamming to music. And what he do? They put the camera on him and he's shaking it around again. Less than 3 months, he got in trouble for the same exact thing. Well, recently, the cops did a wellness check on him because they was a little nervous on a post that he put up, and he has since deleted. Now, this man, he's young. Share this screen here. Ja Morant's Instagram post led police to visit the Grizzly star for a welfare check. They wanted to make sure he was okay. And he's young and he got a daughter. Listen, Memphis Grizzly star Ja Morant's Instagram post prompted Tennessee law enforcement to conduct a welfare check Tuesday. TMZ reported he is fine. A spokesperson from the Shelby County Sheriff's Office confirmed to the Commercial Appeal. He advised us that he's just taking a break from social media. Well, you know what, y'all? You do need to do that, but you also need to take a break from them friends that don't care nothing about you. Let's continue. He's only 23. So we're going to give him some grace because he's 23, making tons of money. And just think back to that time. So the 23-year-old posted a series of photos on his Instagram story, writing affectionate messages to his mother, father, sister, and daughter. So you can understand why people were concerned. He concluded with a photo of himself being interviewed after a game and captioned it by. So that would be concerning, right? Especially because in this day and age, when we have so many people that are unaliving themselves, and you be in hindsight, you be like, oh my God, I wish I would have known. I would have tried to help that person. So this would prompted the police to go make sure he was good. Morant deleted the post within minutes. But you know what? Let me tell you something. The world never sleeps. Sometimes you think you up by yourself 2 o'clock in the morning, and guess what? Somebody else is up too. Because he deleted it in minutes and somebody already got it. So he deleted it within minutes, leaving fans to speculate about their meeting. It's unclear if someone called the sheriff's office to alert them of the potential concern. So you see this? Love you, Ma. You the greatest, baby girl. Love you. Love you, Pops. And then he said bye. And everybody knows the trouble he's in right now, so the people was concerned. Morant is currently dealing with the aftermath of a video that began to circulate May 14th that appeared to show him flashing a GUN. Tuesday post was his first since the video surfaced, and the NBA is currently investigating the Grizzlies suspended him from all team activities in the meantime. All team activities. He was suspended for 8 games without pay in March for a similar situation. He went live on Instagram at a Colorado strip club after a loss to the Denver Nuggets and flashed, the GUN. And it was later found to be someone else's. During this time away from the team, Morant told reporters that the counseling he underwent in Florida was related to managing stress. Now, I'm not going to go on. I'll throw the thing in my link, okay, so that in case you want to go read it. But y'all see the deal there. We're going to go around the room and chat about this. Okay? So I'll start at the bottom today. Chef Kev, what are your thoughts?
Oh, wow. He needs to not just drop his friends, but he needs to not be around his family as well. His mom and dad.
You sound kind of low, Chef Kev, and I want to
hear it. I'm sorry. I said he needs to definitely drop his friends, but he needs to watch his family too. Because his mom and dad think this is toxic as his friends. So he needs a mentor. He needs a true ex-NBA mentor to mentor him to how to navigate with all his responsibilities and this money. I mean, he's 23 years old with a $200 million contract. So that's a lot, and he needs someone from that circle, an ex-NBA player, somebody to mentor him on how to just move around and how to do things and what to do and what not to do. And so his mom has been messy, his dad has been messy, his friends have been messy, and he needs to really find control his village, who he has around him. Because if not, it's going to end in a bad situation.
Yeah, I'm feeling for him because he's 23. Thanks, Chef Kev. Nikki, I'm coming to you. But Chef Kev, throw in the chat. Who do you think can be his mentor? Or you can maybe tell me really quickly. Who do you think can mentor him?
I would say somebody like a Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, somebody who's had that type of success. And Allen Iverson's a good one. Allen Iverson used to play for Memphis Grizzlies. He's been a mentor. I mean, he got into trouble, and he's been on record by saying he's told these young guys what's going to happen, and they still going to do the dumb stuff. So you need to put the social media down, but he needs to be around people who's been in his situation and who can guide him on what to do and what not to do.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks, Chef Kev. Nikki, what are your thoughts on this, John Morant? I do understand why the police had to go do a wellness check.
So I understand the guy before me, Chef. I understand his perspective, but I don't know. I have a problem with, because you're 23, that we should give you all this extra whatever. I just feel this way. And maybe I'm being judgmental or whatever. I do understand not everybody's at every level. People grow up later in life. Maybe they're not as mature or whatever the case may be. But right from wrong. You know that it's problematic to have a gun, to be showing your gun, especially if you're brown in America.
We can't say the word. We can't say the word. Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Say pow pow?
Yeah, say pow pow.
I apologize.
Okay.
So it's hard. It's difficult for me. And listen, I know I've told you guys I work in a mental hospital and I'm a social worker, a therapist. So I'm probably one of the most empathetic people on earth. And I'm really want to give everybody 1,000 chances to start over. Mm-hmm. But I just feel as though I don't want to coddle you. You're a grown man. And according to America or your NBA contract, I don't even know who this person is. They've given you $100 million or $50 million or $10 million or whatever it is. So if you're responsible enough to go and get a job with that much wealth and that much money. I'm not saying that you're going to make all the right choices. I get that. You're probably going to make really bad choices. But the worst ones would be something involving illegal or things that could be seen, or someone that maybe has a perception of it. But I will say, I do think this. I feel like our children, the younger, they have so much access. Like, I'm really scared for my 12-year-old niece, because it's like, even if you say, well, I'm going to take her phone, I'm going to put permissions on her phone, I'm going to do all of these things, I'm still scared for her to see the stuff that grown people do, even if it ain't on her phone, on her friend's phone. So I say that to say they're going to be exposed to so much so early. So because he's 20 years younger than me, I understand on one hand, like, okay, you got to give him some grace. He's young, he's learning. But on the other hand, it's like you are wasting your opportunity to have all the options. Because I do not believe that money buys you friends and class and all this stuff. I do think it buys you options, right? So it buys you a really good attorney to get you out of jail in case you go. But I'm just like, I don't have no compassion for him, but I'm just like, you have common sense. At least I hope he does. So that's my opinion.
Thank you, Trent. Thank you so much for the super chat. Glad Trent said, glad to see you home, Royer. Hope you're thriving. So Trent, thank you so much for that. So Nikki, just to add some information for you to think about, I'm gonna get ready to move on to Leo. His parents, they wilding out with him, for lack of a better word. So it's hard for you to know something that you were not taught. And our first examples in life are our parents. And, unfortunately, from everything I hear, the parents were not the best examples. The mother would call him and to tell him to come help her resolve problems that she was having in the streets. So you calling your son like he a bodyguard. But Leo, what are your thoughts?
I'm a little I'm sad for this young man, him squandering this opportunity. But when you go back to because he's been warned before, so we're not going to make like he did not know that he was in a predicament where around here flashing GUNs is something that is he already knew it was a violation of his contract. I'll say that. But when you watch the tape, right, the kids that he with, these people, his so-called friends or whatever, the dude with the camera was trying not to put him in the scene. He himself, not being aware of his surroundings, ended up putting himself in the scene, and it was being posted on live. And I only say that to just say, I'm of two minds with this young man. When he is 23, he is young, he is irresponsible. And sometimes, like, I don't know about everybody else, but everybody can't run into money at 23 years old and going to be able to appreciate their opportunity. And yes, he need to suffer the consequences of whatever comes out of that. If he got money for good lawyers, I hope so. That would be good for him. Because this is the second time the league has warned him. He don't have no need for no GUN. He don't have to have that type of armory with him. It's not necessary. It's not. And he knows it. So whatever happens to him is what happens to him. I hope he does get some support. I do think he need a mentor. I do think he needs somebody maybe who have went through them same kind of struggles to mentor him. I said Meta World Peace. His name is Ron Artest. Maybe Ron Artest can come. Somebody can help him navigate these waters because he definitely needs it.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Leo. Black Panthers. Good evening, or prayers needed for my family. One of my nephews, a 26-year veteran of the Navy, retired a year ago, tried to unalive himself this morning, headed to VA in the morning. My prayers go out to you and your family. I'm going to ask everybody in the Great Tribe, please say your prayers. The veterans, I really feel like more help and more resources needs to go to all the veterans. I feel like once they finish serving, and even while they're serving, the care level is not high enough for me. And I think a lot of them need the mental health services during and especially after they leave. Some of them see so much and they do not know how to process it in their brain.
Not only do they need it for free. It needs to be free.
I agree with you, Brian. I agree with you. I had a friend whose father was in a war, and the rest of his life, he would wake up like he was in a war. And go around the house just, doing stuff and saying stuff. It was like he was still back in whatever war he served in. This is sad. Black Panthers, we're with you. We're praying for you. Definitely in my prayers. Thanks for sharing, and we will definitely be praying for you. I'm coming to you, E. And you're next. What do you think about Ja Morant? I think sometimes when people do these posts, it is a cry out for help. And I think even though he posted it and he deleted it real quickly, but I feel like it was sort of a cry out, because I do know this. You can make the same mistake 10 times, but that doesn't mean it doesn't break you and it won't get you down and have you depressed, because sometimes people don't know how to get themselves out of a bad cycle. E, what are your thoughts?
I totally disagree. I know someone just posted about their veteran family member, and prayers and warm wishes your way, because I don't want what I'm about to say to get tangled up in that. But for this young man that we're talking about, this basketball player, he doesn't need a mentor. He needs to be locked up. And I don't feel sad. And I'm saying it here first. His name is Demetrius Morant, and he is just being himself, behaving badly. And this is not a Black woman's problem. And I'm actually offended that this is news, considering the state that the world is in. It screams attention seeking to me. Diva, I feel like you knew what I was getting ready to say before I said it. And I feel like it was a waste of Tennessee's time. He didn't need a wellness check. I said it. Listen, I said it. Let his daddy check on him. The father is still in his life. Obviously, he's not issuing any discipline, but I've seen the father front row at the games, cheering him on like he was Donald Trump at a MAGA convention. You know what? I had an ex years ago. And whenever I broke up with him, he threatened me not to leave him or he would cancel his life. I'm talking in code, but you know what I mean. And I know other women who have experienced similar situations where a man who has behaved badly gaslights you into staying with them, and they threaten you that they will hurt themselves if you don't stay. And my ex did that so many times that one day I finally told him, if you want to cancel your life that badly, go ahead and do it. Don't do me any favors. I'm tired of hearing about it. So, excuse me, I'm saying it. This is my reclaiming my time. I said it and I meant it. This is my opinion. It doesn't reflect Diva. Sorry, Diva. But so with Demetrius, I don't have any sympathy. This is a man who has it all and is willingly throwing it all away. He got his NBA money, he got his mixed daughter and his white baby mama, and his anger problems. So let the state deal with him. You want to post these pictures with your weapons in your hands on Instagram and at the strip club? Please keep on. Don't let me intervene. Let the government deal with you. Go talk to the white judge about it. Nike, I saw online, Nike removed his shoes from the store. Okay, that's good, because pow-pows are serious in this climate. Do you know how many people have lost people due to these pow-pows? So yeah, you don't need Nikes where you're going. Angry Black men don't wear Nikes. They wear Antiquinians. So how do you beat all the odds, have the world handed to you in your palms, and then you carry on so flippantly regarding a life others can only dream about? I don't want to hear anything about him being 23. You have to straighten the branch while it's small. And this is a necessary consequence. Don't drop the soap thug. Modern Black women, stand back and stand by. Don't get in this.
Oh my God, I need somebody to call EMT because my stitches have busted. I'm going to have to go back to the hospital because
I'm hollering too.
Oh my God.
Woo! Woo! Come on, clutching my pearls. Good gosh. Oh, E. Can you have a heart?
Yeah.
That's E's heart. Black sometimes.
Well, no, I have a heart for all the people. I just had a heart for the veteran we just talked about. I have a heart for the strippers at the club that he was flashing that pow pow around. Those women just came to dance. I just came to dance for y'all. That's it. You bringing this type of stuff into the club? That's who I have a heart for. I just came to dance. Shout out to Tina Turner.
I know that's right.
Lord, you my Jesus. Who next?
Ooh, my pearls popped off my neck. In my opinion, you're up. In my opinion, you're up.
I don't know how to go behind Miss E like that. Miss E, are you okay today?
It's been a crazy Wednesday, but I think I have been blessed. But I love you. In my opinion, next time I'll let you go first. You know I love you, boo.
I love you too, sis. Yeah, you had compassion for Tiffany last night, and we said forget that. With the okay, I got you.
Okay, but in my opinion, can we do a wellness check on E? What the heck? Go ahead, girlfriend.
Okay, so listen here. We're not gonna sit here and we're not gonna, as E said, we're not gonna cradle him. Okay, he's not a baby. Okay, at some point we gotta say, just like we said last night. At some point you gotta put on your big girl drawers or your big boy underwear, pull them up, and say, "Hey, I gotta know better." This ain't his first or his second time. Am I right?
It's his second that we know.
Second, not the first. Yes.
Okay. So you've already been warned. At this point, it's like I'm gonna do what I want to do. So if you're gonna do what you want to do, then let them do what they got to do.
Can he get a mentor? In my opinion, can he get a mentor? Do you have advice on a mentor for him?
He don't need a mentor. If they told him not to do something, and then he did it anyway, he gonna tell you he doing what he want to do. I mean, what is he gonna do to the mentor? Like the mentor gonna be like, look, you shouldn't go down this path, and he's gonna be like, yeah, okay. And when he get with his friends, he gonna do what he want to do. This is one of the cases of a hard head make a soft behind.
Well, all right, thank you. Radiant said the train is riding sideways. Okay, so y'all, the rest of y'all, hold on, because the train is shaking. There's turbulence. Oh my, Adele, do you have a heart for this John Morant?
Oh yes, I do.
All
and
right, now,
the reason why I do, I've been a child and youth counselor for a very long time, and I'm gonna say this way. I've seen a lot of kids who are from places that they're parenting the parent. And you brought up the fact about his mom. There's some places that people come from that the things that you know and we know that we're talking about, they have no idea. You have to look at the person environment where they're coming from, and then you give them $100 million and just say, here you go, do what you do. There is such a thing called you are poor in spirit. And when you're poor in spirit, this is why people, when they win the lottery, down the road in no time, they're poor again. Because where they're supposed to be rich, they're not. A poor person can never be rich. And this is what we're really talking about right now. We're talking about a young man who is so poor in spirit, in everywhere that counts, that he doesn't even realize he got in trouble already, and it still didn't hit him on a level that he need to, because he doesn't have anything different to go towards. No one has taught him. This is a big thing. If you're going to ask someone to do something, check if they know how to do it. Figure out, maybe the punishment should have been, you need to go to counseling. You need to follow up on this program. You need to do this. Then you know he's been given the skills and the things that he needs to be successful. You can't set someone up, and when they fail, you're like, oh, there you go again. He's failing. But what does he do if he doesn't know how to do it? He's going to do what he knows. And what he knows, the people he cares about, they're running the streets, including his parents. And so what he falls back on is running the streets. And, you know, he feels good. He feels important when he's having the guns, and because maybe his mentors are the rappers, and what they do is they spar, they They show off their bling, they this, they that, because that's what he thinks makes you important. He doesn't know yet that's not what makes you important. Look at the Jay-Z's and all of those guys. When they just came out, that's what they were doing until they learned, oh, this is nothing. Now look at them, they're all bosses. But it took them time to get to that place. Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce. Does that take a strong person to do that? No, it takes the all him to do that because he didn't know better. He was trying to lose something that was the most, I'm going to say it was one of the most important things to him, but the value that he had on himself, he didn't realize what he was doing. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm saying. When you're talking about certain topics and certain people, you have to, don't talk from your own pain and your own experience. You have to talk from where they're at and the reasons why maybe they're failing, the reasons why things are happening. And I put, let me see what else I wrote down here. The jail system, the reason people keep on going back and forth in the jail system is because they don't know how to navigate living in the world. So the easiest thing for them, I used to work at a detention center and with the kids, and they used to say, Miss, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go to Carabana, which is something in Canada. And then when I finish Carabana, I'm gonna do something and come back. Because they felt we were taking care of them. I was like, why are you coming back? Oh, miss, when I'm here, I can eat. And it was so sad to me to hear those kind of things, but that's the point. People make something important that they have in their life, even if it's bad. Who wants to go to jail? They did. They did because they were felt secure. They had their 3 meals and all of those stuff. And it's sad, but it's true. And then it's there's a thing that I heard the other day because I'm looking to lose weight, where the person said, for you to lose weight, you need to heal your body first, and then the weight will fall off. For our community and for people to heal, we need to heal the community, and then the other things will happen. Even for reparation. And I pray to God, and I believe it will come eventually. There needs to be a healing first, because that money will be, I don't even want to think about where that money would go. But
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yes. Yes.
No, and she is.
Hey, Adele, I don't know if everyone here knows I'm a Chris Rock fan. And one of his earlier routines, he said, jail was so nice, went back twice. Sorry. When you talk about how the recidivism, it's because they don't.
So I will say this, Adele. You're making a lot of sense. I get what you're saying, and I'm gonna circle back. But let me go to Sebastian. What are your thoughts?
You guys are gonna have to hear me out because it might get
Sebastian, honey.
It might get rocky. It might get rocky with what I'm about to say.
Well, somebody said we Sebastian first.
Because it might get Sebastian, honey. It might get rocky. It might get rocky with what I'm about to say.
Well, somebody said we.
Okay, so first, this is a 23-year-old man. We need to stop coddling him as if he was 2 or 3. He's not 2 or 3. He's 23. If he wants to start waving out a pow pow wherever he goes,
you can't even get it out because you laughing. Go ahead.
It's Emmanuel. Emmanuel's messed up. Okay, if he wants to start waving,
I'm about to come back to you, Sebastian.
Okay, calm down. If he wants to start waving a pow pow wherever he goes, he has to deal with the consequences. I'm tired of this coddling of him. He's 23 years old. You want to do grown things at a grown age? Well, we have to treat you like a grown. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This situation.
I'm about to pass you, Sebastian. Because this is serious. Morant needs our help. I need to know
what he needs.
A mentor and how you feel. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't think he needs a mentor. What is he going to do to the mentor? Pow pow, the mentor.
Sebastian, I'm coming back to you because you playing games. Robin, what are your thoughts? Robin, are you ready?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking. I was on mute. I was talking about how we need to put Sebastian time out and give him a beat. Lord Jesus. So here's the thing. John Morant is trouble. He's troubled, and he's in trouble.
Oh.
And I don't know where we go and what the point is where you go back to fix his experience. So I'm going to take it out of his horrible parents and them being sub-ghetto. I'm going to really put the onus, and only because I don't know enough about the parents. I want to talk about the NBA. And I would like to see the NBA in conjunction with the NBA Players Union come together and put together a program, because they do have some one program for people entering the league, and I think there should be a multi-tiered and component workshop structure that helps them with a multitude of things. Yeah, do media training, but let's talk about personal responsibility, because he doesn't know this. And sometimes we get into these spaces and you're asked to participate in workshops for your betterment, and they may not necessarily meet you and your needs where you are exactly, but they are at a base and basic level. And I believe that John Morant is ripe for a program that teaches him what the consequences of his behavior are. Again, I stopped following the NBA several years ago, but what I will say is that there needs to be a process in place where you get like shooketh, because this is not something that happens to every day. My next door neighbor did not get plucked and put into a job making over $100 million a year. How do you deal with that when you got your mom and daddy who don't know jack about that kind of money? Where I don't know what you did educationally, because education in school does not necessarily provide you with life skills. So for me, again, I really have a very deep belief that John Morant is troubled, and he's in search of, I don't know what, but he needs to get with Carmen Sandiego or somebody else to get on a different path to find the best place and space for him. But my hope is that he can be leveled and he can be put on the right path. He's in danger. And by the way, his social media posts that were posted and deleted were, in my opinion, a huge cry for help. Yes. He was sitting there, he was feeling something. And I'm going to tell you, I honestly believe that he had suicidal ideation. He had ideations at that point. I think that he realized how jacked up he was. He knew what the stakes were. He knew what he was at risk of losing. And we may find out in the next several days that he has lost it all. And I do believe that it was not really, I don't even know that it was a cry for help, because he was already in a space where he was told he had problems. He said he knew he needed help and he would do differently and better, and he didn't. And I think that he was having a moment where he said, it's over, I'm done. And then something tugged him back. But I believe that he's in troubled, and he needs help. And I think that he does need assistance. And someone in the chat was talking about different people that might be able to mentor him. And somebody put in the chat, Allen Iverson. And I'm like, Allen Iverson might not be a bad person, only because not only was he a stars player, he killed, but he also was troubled. And I think that he has been in the space outside the NBA long enough to be able to reflect and share his experiences, so long as someone behind him is willing to listen and take into account his experience and relate it to his own. Thank you.
Thank you. Sebastian, I'm circling back to you.
Hey, Diva, can you circle back to me too?
Give me a minute. Okay, I got to go to Ray too. Go ahead, Sebastian.
Okay, as I was trying to say, you are a 23-year-old man.
You ain't real, Sebastian. I'm not playing with you. Sebastian,
33-year-old man, you need to take accountability for your actions. People can't be coddling you like you're 2 or 3. I'm tired of this nonsense. John Morant needs to be committed. He needs to be committed. He needs to be evaluated immediately, and then we can discuss what could happen next. Because this is annoying. I don't want to hear about him in another couple months again. He doesn't learn from his actions. People who don't learn from their actions need to be locked up. That's the whole reason why we have this thing where you get locked up if you're not learning from your actions. And the people who are saying mentor, it's annoying. He doesn't need a mentor. Clearly he hasn't learned. A mentor, how much can a mentor do? How much? They can't do that much. They really can't, because you don't know, maybe he is gonna pull out a pow on the mentor as well. Oh, right now my generation is going through something that is outrageous. It's outrageous. The GV and all these the GUN violence and stuff like this. John Morant needs to be committed, and then he needs to be committed. He needs to be somewhere outside of the US, outside of the media, outside of everywhere. Send him to Dubai. He needs to be enclosed. I can't with it anymore. The waving, the strip clubs, all these things are a problem. But yes, someone did mention about the money. When you get money so quickly, a lot of things change in your life, and you could stop.
Sebastian, you playing? I cannot right now. I'm gonna go back to you. I got the topic.
It's the truth. He is this is not a child. I don't know why we want to coddle him as if he is. I am younger than him. I know not to take off the UN and start waving at people or going to clubs and stuff. This is not okay. I agree with 100% with what he said. He is 100% accurate. Like, this is annoying. He's not a child.
Thank you, Sebastian. Chef Kev, are you carding the people?
Yeah. We card it. But real quick, it's called a symposium. It's the NBA has it, the NFL has it, Major League Baseball has it. All rookies get schooled by ex-players who tell them what and what not to do. It's called a symposium. So it's called a rookie symposium. They have it. They bring in ex-players. So there is people for them to reach out to. They just have to make that choice.
And all they have to do is take pivot.
Hold on, guys, please, because I got to get Roy in, and we're almost an hour in on topic number 1. Roy, what are your thoughts?
All jokes aside, this is a very sad situation. Unfortunately, this young man, 23 years old, 23 is very different from when I was 23 and when the rest of us was 23. At 23 today, in their heads, they think everything is okay. They think that just because someone tells you that you can't do something, they think they can continue to do it. And unfortunately, in my opinion, I think that consequences need to be passed out. At some point, there has to be a line drawn. And for the generation of today, the 3-strike rule ain't gonna work, because you give us an inch, we take a whole mile. And he has allowed that mile to be taken, in my opinion. 23, we can no longer blame our parents for what we do and don't know. You have to at some point stand up, especially when you're in a world of that magnitude. You got to learn how to take some responsibility for yourself. What you didn't learn, you need to be trying to find whoever to help you learn it. Like we was talking about last night with what's the girl that owned Canva? Stormy. Someone was offering Stormy advice and she chose not to take it. So how do we know that somebody is not going to offer this young man advice and he's still going to choose not to take it? Sir, you have to unfortunately accept the consequences for the behavior. This was not like it was your first time. You did it your first time. You got your warning from the NBA, the people that pay you, and then you continue to do what you want to do. And it do not work like that, especially, I'm sorry to say it like this, but as a Black African-American man in the United States of America, it just don't work like that. You just can't do what you want to do and think you're going to get away with it. So it's better now to learn your lesson at 23 than to learn your lesson at 43 and be locked up for the rest of your life.
Yup, I agree with you, Royer, 100%. Also, he is 23. He's not 2 or 3, as I've said multiple times. Yes, his parents probably did a bad job raising him from knowing from right or wrong, but when you hit 18, it's up to you now to decide, who am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to the law, or am I going to just wait on my parents to teach me what's right or what's wrong? This is a problem out here. I'm tired of him doing this nonsense. Lock him up.
And sorry, one more thing, Diva.
Yes.
And my thing is, if you really wanted help, we wouldn't be having to be out here advocating a mentor for you. You would find someone to help you get your head on right.
Whoa.
Thank
You know what, guys? This could have been a live.
When you've been warned, Diva, when you've been warned,
y'all, I'm about to fight all of y'all. It's
when
going
you've
to
been warned,
the train is about to crash and burn.
Speak.
Oh my
when you've been warned already,
No, the
you
train.
don't think that you should take the responsibility to find somebody to help you out?
Listen.
Right,
listen.
lawyer.
Let me flip this for 1.2 seconds.
Oh Lord, it's gonna be a fight
A
tonight.
drug addict cannot just go and find themselves a rehab center and get help. A lot of them know that every day when they taking those drugs, it's a struggle. They want to get off. They don't like who they are on it, but they can't find a way to get off of it and get themselves help. I'm saying this man have some grace, some mercy.
We're not talking about drugs, though. We talking about
I'm not God. I can't have that much grace.
Hold on 1 second. Have a heart. He's 23. He's 23. I think most people, if they go to college, they graduate at 21. He's 23. There are a ton of people who parents never taught them how to manage money. And I'm not even talking about people that make billions. I'm talking about average, everyday people that their parents didn't tell them about a bank account, didn't tell them how to manage money, and then they grow up and they don't. Can everybody mute themselves? And I gave everybody a chance to talk. Give me a minute. Mute yourself for 1 second. All I'm saying is to have a little bit of mercy on him. And why are we throwing this kid in the trash? There are others that don't look like him, and they get chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. All I'm saying is, and I know every job does have a code of conduct. I'm just saying, I don't think he needs to be thrown away and we lock up the key. I get it. He was already warned. I get it that this happened back to back. But to me, it's a greater sign of this kid needs help versus that he's just being defiant without a cause and for no reason. Y'all done shuck this train upside down all the way around. No one on here has a heart. No mercy. I just don't understand it.
Because America don't have mercy for a black man. So when you're told something the first time, you're supposed to do it the first time.
Exactly.
Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But because of the skin that he was born with, you got to follow the rules and regulations that we have been given.
Or you thought he was special because he got that white baby mama. No, you black man.
Oh Lord.
Good God. Okay, Derby Diva, thank you. She said she has called the fire department. They've been on the scene. I'm done. This is a 3-alarm fire, okay? This could have been a lot in of itself. I got to move on, people. I got to move on. Listen.
It's about to be a crime scene, not just a scene, a crime scene.
It's going to be a crime scene. I'm moving on because no one has a heart tonight. Yeah, y'all upsetting the conductor. My curls popped off. I'm picking them up one by one. What the heck? Okay, we got to move on. Let's move on. Listen, Tina Turner, she got to live 83 years on this earth, and she did a lot. And all I want to say is rest in peace, Tina Turner. When I say love, I mean love Tina Turner, okay? Private Dancer. What's love got to do with it, okay? Proud Mary, okay? I love Tina Turner. And Tina Turner was the first face for many people that was in a severe DV situation and turned her whole thing around. She left that. She's a testament When you got to leave with nothing and build yourself back up. When she left, she said in that courtroom, I just want to keep my name. That brother can have everything else. Keep your name. I tell plenty of women, you fighting over a couch, a chair, a bed, go sit on the floor on your yoga mat. Get your sanity back. So Tina Turner, Diva loves you. And I'm happy you did a lot of time here on this earth and you did well. So my favorite Tina Turner song, if I have to pick, God darn it, it's so many. But for whatever reason, I love that song, Private Dance. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money, in any old thing will do. Okay, Roy here. Tina Turner, what's your favorite song?
First of all, before I get into my favorite song, when I tell you Auntie Diva and everyone, this shocked me. Literally yesterday, I was walking down the hospital halls with my best friend singing, oh man, well, I left a good job in the city, working for the man every
That's my
night.
jam.
I
Proud
was
Mary.
literally
Proud
singing
Mary,
that
baby.
song. I was literally singing that song, y'all, and the nurses was cracking up. I mean, everybody was screaming. And when I got the news today, I was just in like my heart sunk literally because it was like literally like I found out I was coming home from the hospital and then she literally went home to be with her creator. So it just was like, oh man, like what a shock. I fell in love with Tina Turner when Angela Bassett played her in What's Love Got to Do with It. When I tell you that movie is her life story is a testament for so many that you can make it out of anything. She went through so much. So I just want to say prayers to the Turner family, prayers to her husband, prayers to her children. And my favorite song is What's Love Got to Do? Because sometimes you really got to think about it. What does love have to do with it? What it got to do with it?
It's a secondhand emotion.
Period.
Come on now. Hello.
Yeah.
What's love got to do with it? Robin.
Two things about this. I was actually on the phone with my bestie since we were 17 years old, going back to 1981. And the notification came across on my phone, and I gasped. I said, oh my God, Tina going home. And without exaggeration, moments later, I got another notification on my phone. And it said it was from Roy Air, who said, I'm going home. And I said, Lord, what is this? It's about a homecoming. For me, it was about being at peace. I know that Tina has been ill for a long time and she was going to be at rest in peace. And I also know that my Royer has been going through his own struggle. But when he said he was going home, it actually took the sting out of the idea and the truth of Tina's passing. And the second thing, though, was about Tina's song, What Love Got to Do with It, because it also just gives me my mom. And my mother had a way of using that term. If somebody said something to her, she'd be like, yeah, but what love got to do with it? And sometimes she would sing it. So I'm just grateful and thankful, happy for what she gave to us, the general public. But her passing for me was just a great signal to her saying, your job is done. It's time for you to rest.
Thank you, Robin. Sebastian, your favorite Tina Turner song?
My favorite one is the same one as yours. Private Dancer. That's my favorite Tina Turner song. I want to say this: she had a very strong will and determination. She never gave up on her dreams. She had support from her friends and family, and she was willing to take risks. And she always learned and grew up as time went on. But Tina is an inspiration to us all. She also overcame every obstacle that came her way to achieve her dreams. Just so anyone who has those issues, are facing a lot of obstacles in their life, scared that they're not going to be able to achieve their dreams, Just remember Tina Turner's story. That's it.
Thank you, Sebastian. Nikki, you're up. All right, Nikki might have stepped away. Adele, you're up. You're on mute. And yes, I love Better Be Good to Me also. Love that song. You didn't take yourself off of mute yet. You're on mute. I'll come back to you. E, you're up.
Now, listen, one of my favorite movies, What's Love Got to Do with It? But when Tina said, I just want to keep my name, I wasn't with that. I want to keep the house, the car, the money, the clothes, the bells. I got to do my num your haringa cure. Um, I will say my favorite Tina song is Private Dancer too, but y'all done took it. Because, you know, in honor of Mr. Morant, you know, I just came to dance for y'all. But you and Sebastian done took mine. So I'll say, even though this wasn't her solo song, one of the songs I really, really liked was A Fool in Love. I thought that was just so catchy. I thought that was so smooth. But Tina, girl, you did good when you were here. You're on OG status. You know, just one of the greats. And despite what you went through in that tumultuous relationship, you rise higher than he could ever dream of. So, girl, you did your thing when you was here. And I hope that while you're up there in heaven, you looking down on Ike and saying, ha, I did it. Go ahead, Tina. I ain't mad at you, girl.
Adele, I'm coming back to you. What's your favorite Tina Turner song, and what would you like to say?
I love the one that come to me, wild and wild. Like I love that song. But
wait,
like,
tell me the name. I'm trying to figure out which one that is.
When I need you, my heart's on fire. I can't sing like Tina Turner.
Okay, no, I can't sing either. But no, okay, I gotta look it up. But go ahead.
A lot of them is my favorite. Like Pro Mary, all of them. But that one is just because of the beat and her legs. Her legs is iconic. It's just like I think she still have great legs, better than mine right now. And she's 83. But to me, it's just there's so much more to her because that movie made me fall in love with her because of her strength. I look at her like I don't know what it is, but I almost look at her as like the man in the rock and roll. How strong she is. I think she can take on any of them because she had that power. She had that I don't know what it is. I never looked at her as a woman in the game. She was just so good that she had to get the respect, especially when she's done on her own 2 feet and she did it the way she did it. Mm-hmm. I just think she was a powerhouse and everybody respect her. And she was it's like she left from being like this person and she became like Tina. And that's what it is that I look at sometimes when you look beyond race, beyond gender, that's how I look at her.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Nikki, I'm coming back to you. Your favorite Tina Turner song?
I thought it was What's Love Got to Do with It, but then somebody said that one song, The Rollin' or Left a Good Job in the City. I don't remember. I love Tina. Yeah. Oh, okay. I love her, but I love whoever the person is that told her story, the producers, the movie house, or whoever, more because I heard What's Love Got to Do with It, but it wasn't. I think I maybe saw that movie when I was like 14 or 15. I don't remember, but Angela Bassett personalized it. Like, I think you're a true actress when I stop thinking about Angela Bassett and you really become who that person is. And like, I watched I don't know if it was a documentary Tina made a few years ago, and they asked her about if she watched it. And I always wondered that, like, did you watch it? And she said something, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said something to the fact of like, I lived it. Why would I want to watch it? You know what I mean? And I guess from my perspective, I was like, you know, you want to see if they were accurate about it or whatever the case may be. But it really touched my heart because it was like, this is traumatic. Like, this is true trauma going on throughout most of her adult life. So for me, it was just very much like, it opened my eyes to why would someone want to watch their trauma but you know, it helped the world, and I'm sure a lot of people, like, you know, some of the people on the panel have said it inspired people and things like that. But it really just like spoke to my heart because I work with a lot of people who have interpartner, that word that we can't say or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But it's just really, really sad. I think she's a legend, and I think I'm happy she was able to get where she was in the end, because not everybody makes it out, unfortunately. So,
you know what, Nikki, you made a really good point. Not only does not everyone make it out, not everyone is able to recover if they do make it out. Some of them, the rest of their life, they're trying to pick up the pieces and get themselves back together. And I always love a story.
I agree.
When someone out on top, right? And you know, that's why
one last thing that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, of course. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the person that I don't want to use the word hate because I don't really like that word, but I just strongly disliked more than Ike was her mom, because of the fact that she came to you to try to get help. You know, we all know her well, I guess everybody probably knows her backstory of how, you know, her mom gave her away or whatever the case may be. But it was like, he paid you off for $300 or whatever it was that he was giving her for your child's life to go and ruin it and manipulate. He was a terrible human being, but this is your whole child. Your whole goal in life. I'm not a parent, but I would assume any good parent is to protect your child. And you sent her back to it just, that bothered my whole soul. And I remember on that documentary I was telling you guys I saw, I don't think they ever mended it based on what I saw in the documentary, because she was just like, my mom, we still don't really, like, she had a relationship with her, but it was like, I don't think her mom, I don't want to say her mom didn't know, but I don't think I think the time was different. You didn't really tell on your husband. You didn't leave.
Well, no, I don't. We can't say that though with the R. Kelly situation, where a lot of parents gave up their kids to him for money. So
Diva.
It's shocking what people will do for money. A lot of parents, you know, I don't want to circle back because the train was shaking, right? But a lot of parents, y'all parents,
oh Lord,
are doing a lot in the name of money.
Yeah.
Instead of parenting their child,
but y'all's a grown
give me
adult.
a minute, Sebastian. But instead of parenting their child and caring about their child, they're riding the road and having fun with the money too. So, you know, it's like your kid shouldn't be your ticket out of anything. But, you know, it happens. So, yeah, it's shocking what her mom did, but it's not shocking because I've seen people do a lot of stuff for money. Okay. So, Leo, you're up. Your Tina Turner song.
Well, it's not just about the song for me with Tina Turner. The song is Proud Mary, but the performance that her and Ike gave on the Ed Sullivan Show, and yes, I'm old, so let's just put that in perspective, but it was a stellar performance of that song that really made. I didn't watch it in real time. I'm old but not ancient. I didn't watch it in real time, but clips of it, I really saw her stage performance and how much she gave to a performance when she was out there, which put me in the mind of, it reminded me that's what Beyonce does. Tina Turner was doing the Beyonce before Beyonce did it. When it came to her stage performance, even the outfit, like having on those bodysuits and the legs just showing, you know, Tina is the one that really introduced the girls to it. I'ma just say that. 100%. And as far as, you know, her as far as her legacy and what she gave to the people, I go back to what Nikki G said. It was very painful. And she went in that documentary that she watched, that I also watched. They also show an interview with the mother, and the mother acted like, well, I don't even believe that this is Tina's real talent. It had to be someone else behind it. That's what the mother said out her own mouth on film. Check that. As far as her legacy, she had to overcome all of those things. She had to had to overcome her childhood. She had to overcome an abusive husband. She had to overcome an industry that had counted her out because she was in her 40s
That part.
and said she would never be nothing. So the song that after Proud Mary, because of that performance, my other song also is What's Love Got to Do with It? Because I was of age when she came out and I thought she was a new artist. And my mama told me, oh no, Tina Turner, she been out for years. And I was like, what? Like, it blew my mind. I was like a teenager. It blew my mind because the song was so hot at that time. So I really, really have had a different perspective over the years over Tina Turner, and I respect her journey.
Yeah, I love her. In my opinion, you're up.
Okay, so first of all, to our forever goddess, okay? The woman with all the strength in the world. Let me tell you something, baby. Our first black artist to ever be on Rolling Stones, and the first woman to ever grace that cover, okay? Man, Tina Turner is a legend, and she will forever be remembered. My favorite song, and this is my favorite song because of the lyrics, okay?
Okay.
And I'm not for sure if anybody knows this song. You ready?
I'm ready.
We don't need another.
We
And the
don't
reason,
need another
yeah,
hero.
Yeah, that's my
yeah,
jam too.
I loved it because she talked about how she came out of the wreckage, out of the ruins, and how we didn't need another one. We was gonna be she was the last generation, and man, I'm telling you, that lady, man, phenomenally. Let me tell you something. Because coming from the South, okay, here in the South, you raised to say, take it from your men. And let me tell you, knowing her strength, I was like, oh no, a man would never put their hands on me. A man would never abuse me. And my daddy put that in me. He was like, you never gonna let no, if I ain't do it to you, you better not let no nigga do it to you. So I'm just telling you, like, I see a lot of women here, they get, beat up. They take it and they go back. And I sit there and I wonder, why do you go back? And they be like, that's what love is. And love is not that. And so I'm so glad that her story has been around to show people that love don't beat you and love don't hurt you.
The movie is from, I want to say that movie is Thunderdome or something like that. But yes,
yes, Thunderdome.
Yeah, I love that song.
Madman.
But yes. But I want to say this in terms of DV. DV is a very complicated thing to dissect. And if you're not in it and never been in it, you wouldn't understand and wouldn't know. And you're very fortunate. Yeah, Temple of Dome. Yeah. So it's not just why do they go back. It begins to. What happens a lot too is that they're Mad Max. Yes, everybody's saying it right there. Their self-esteem has been broken down so low. Is layers to that thing, because as you see with Tina Turner, she took a lot, went through a lot. And then when you have the person that gave birth to you that's telling you to stay, this is a good man, all of that is weighing on you. And then you got the kids, and you see what end it took for her to leave. And God bless her. I don't know, because I'm from New York and I don't remember. It was a very worldwide story, so to speak, where the wife was abused so badly, and so was their adopted daughter. And when they finally, and I want to say the adopted daughter ended up being unalived through the abuse. It was a very popular story in New York. But they was charging the husband, but they wanted to charge the wife too. And I think they might have charged the wife. And then eventually they said the wife was so battered herself that she didn't get lumped in with the charges. When I think of the name of that story, when I remember it, I'll bring up the name. But that DV thing is really serious, and it's not to be taken lightly. And it's just not as simple as like, why would you stay? Yeah. Chef Kev, Tina Turner.
Okay, so my favorite song is "I Can't Stand the Rain." You know,
I'm
she's been through she's been
I
through a
thought that was
lot.
Joni Mitchell.
Huh?
Huh?
I thought that was Joni Mitchell.
Tina
I
Turner sung it too.
I just know that
Oh,
Tina
okay.
Turner song it. Okay, so but that was what I'm saying is that I didn't. I mean, I heard about her struggle, but until you see the movie, you know, the movie, seeing it on that big screen was like, whoa. Um, but the one thing no one talks about is she had an amazing body. She had an amazing. She actually made Angela Bassett lift weights. Like she had an amazing body, and she was just. I mean, to see that she overcame so much, and then came out on the other side. You know, with stronger and better. You know, more financially independent, and she just showed you what she could do. You know what I mean? And what I also liked about her is she didn't take that incident with that man and make it about men or black men. That was her incident. I never heard her speak that way. She always dealt with it. That was her situation with Ike. It wasn't men or this or black men or this. She just took that situation and that was her story.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point, Chef Kev. I tell you what, we're gonna keep you the chef on the train. I tell you, that's a great point.
H.
Because it's not about her blaming a whole race of people. That was her experience. She moved on. She didn't even really like to talk about it. She didn't really like to see it, but she didn't make it a whole crusade that this man was a horrible man, which we can all see that he was, but she never said it out her mouth. And I really get that. I really get that.
I do too. I'm coming back to you, Nikki. 1 second. Yes, H. Fisher. Thank you. You listen. You connected with me. And I hope I'm saying the name right. Nussbaum. That is the story. That was one of the most horrific DV cases I ever heard of in my life. And I'm originally from New York City, and I know they was charging. And I think when I just pulled it up, I don't know if they was married, but I know they was trying to charge. I'm gonna call her the wife or his partner too, but they ended up not charging her when they found out how messed up she was too. How he pretty much was messing up the both of them. Very sad case. Nikki, what did you want to say before I move on to the next topic?
Can I speak after Nikki?
Yes, you can. Oh yes, I didn't come to you, E.
You did, but I want to say 10 more seconds after Nikki.
Okay.
I was just gonna make a comment in reference to what the chef said about not blaming all Black people. I just want to point out that I think that's just a part of America's conditioning. Because I think I said this before, but I don't know if you guys remember the Lacey Peterson story. I think it happened like 15 years ago. She was pregnant. She was a white lady.
Yeah.
She came up missing.
Yeah.
He's in jail currently for her being missing. But the thing that bothers me is that when a white person does it, we only blame Scott Peterson. He's the one that did this to his white wife. Not all white men did it. But when Black people do something, if that Black man was to do something to make me unalive, I'm learning my new YouTube verbiage, but it's going to be associated with all Black men. So I think his point is very valid. It's just a lot of people don't think of it like that because it's like what's the right word? It's like a subliminal message that we all get from all of the stuff online. But if you really just take a step back and think about it, it's like it's very intentional to say we're going to associate this with this whole group of people, but we're not going to do that for the dominant race. So
right. I like it. Thank you. Joe Steinberg, right? That you are correct. If y'all ever get an opportunity, look up that story. It was very.
I will.
Oh God, it was horrific. And I want to say he are the little girl, 6 years old or something like that.
Is he still alive? Is he still serving charges? What happened to him?
This is so old, and he was an attorney. I gotta look it up. I'll give you more details to remind myself. Yeah, Kat said I remember that case. Yeah, it was horrific. It was one of the worst case ever in New York City.
Do a members only, Diva. Give me the T.
Okay.
Members only.
Okay, I will. E, what did you want to add?
I was just curious if I heard it correctly. Did I hear us say Tina never came out and said that Ike was terrible?
She didn't harp on it. That's what they're pretty much saying. She did not. She did not. And matter of fact, when she did interviews, she never wanted to talk about him.
Okay. I do think, here's the thing. We need to say it. We need to call it out, because people need to be warned that this person is out here amongst the free world and he's not in prison. And women need to be aware that this man is out here roaming free, and not to be blindsided by the sweet nothings that this person can tell you with his roses, because he's a monster. And when people make the contrast, well, when white men do it, it's different. And how come they're not in jail? And we're not the white community. We're in the black community, because the reason why it's different in the white community is because white women are protected. When they come forward and they call the police, now I'm not saying this happens all the time, but for the most part,
hold on, E, because I don't want to go too far off the track. But let me just say this.
Oh, I'm shaking the train.
You're shaking the train, but I gotta say this. Even when some women are warned, they still tread down that road. Let's go with Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. So I don't want to sit here and act like just if the people know. There's plenty of people that know, and they still tread down the road and knock on the door and hop on the horse, okay?
But that's different though, Diva. That's different though.
No, hold on one second, and ride it. So there are plenty of women who talk to married men. Now you know this man is married, so you getting with him. So in my mind, you know he a dirty dog, because he has no problem being with his wife and then still dating you. So there are female after female that will knock on the door. Listen, many people knew about R. Kelly.
No, R. Kelly was protected. And yes, people know and may still make their own decisions, but we still need to drag these people through the mud. They need to feel so uncomfortable when they come out the house that they are shamed, and that we banish them to the inside.
That way,
Amen.
Yes, they're not going to feel that way.
Well, that's because not enough of us are standing together and bashing them.
Oh my God, you taking this train tonight. Listen, we had so many topics where we could have stayed on that topic, but this one, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to move on. Steinberg is still alive. He's 82 and was released in 2004. Good gosh, he was released. We may have to come back and talk about that case and others. And what's the name? I forgot who I pulled it up. I moved it away and said you never saw that in 2020. That case was on 2020, Dateline, Nightline, all of them. That thing was huge in New York, huge. But let me just say this. You can warn a female, and I'm talking about every last one of them out there, about a dirty dog of a man. And if they want to be with that man, they're going to be with that man. Listen, I know someone who married a dirty dog and knew he was a dirty dog before she said, I do. She knew it. Everybody around her knew it. And some people that told her, she disowned them and stopped speaking to them, but stayed with her dirty dog of a man and married him. And anybody who would dare tell her the truth, they got cut off. So I get it. You want to say, I'm not doing no campaign about the man that's a dirty dog. Because here's the other thing too. I will say this. There are people in general, whether it be a male or female, that can pull out the best side of somebody or the worst side of somebody. So right now, Chef Kev, I'm sorry, I'm going to use you as an example for a minute. Right now, Chef Kev, he could have dated Diva. And when him and Diva dated, it was a whole hot mess. But then he dates Nikki, and they have the best relationship in the world. They have the, because Nikki pulled out the best side of him, I pulled out the worst. So all I'm saying is that we can scream from the rooftop that so-and-so is a dirty dog. That ain't gonna stop. Come on, that's what they said. Come on, Mo. Look at Sheree. Still went with Martell, even if she doing it for play.
But Diva, we not gonna blame you for Chef Kev being a monster to you. I don't care what you did. He should have left you. Right, Chef?
She's shaking the train again.
She said, listen, let me move on. We gotta move on really quickly.
Let our beautiful queen rest in paradise.
Go ahead, Roy. Yes.
Before we move on, can you just ask the people to make sure they're hitting the like button? We have 257 people in the building and only 179 likes.
Thank you. Thank you. Will her services be televised? Listen, Tina was a very private person. That's why she moved out of the country and said she was never coming back.
And she renounced her citizenship too. She renounced the U.S. citizenship.
Yeah,
she was done with the US.
Swiss.
And you know what? Part of it was her being done with the U.S. She said that overseas they treated her better with her concerts, with her music, with everything. I love Tina Turner. Okay, but let's do this. We're gonna move on really quickly, and I want a 60-second response. Okay, Kroy and Kim. Their divorce. They had this fairy tale beginning. And now they're having this tumultuous ending. Okay, come on, Kat. She said, "Look at Blueface and Krishan Rock. It's just this is a disaster." But we can name thousands of relationships like that, right? So, and Kroy and Kim is now one of them. Now, Kroy wants to cry foul play. He said, "You know, she's a gambler. She destroyed us financially," and he put out all the bills and all the monthly receipts and all of that. He said she has a gambling problem. Well, you know what, Kroy? You know what, Kroy? She had the gambling problem pretty much after the day after you met her and said, "I do." But you know what Kroy problem is? Kroy got whipped by Kim. I just think, this is just my opinion. When Kroy met Kim, he didn't have too many experiences. And Kim turned his world upside down. And Kroy has been following behind Kim like a puppy dog that whole entire relationship. And Kroy, you going down in financial ruins, you got to take some ownership in this, Kroy. So because they have 4 young children and those children are gorgeous. Yeah, she got a gambling problem. You don't, allegedly, let me say allegedly. But you know what though? Those 4 children are gorgeous. And I'm always for the kids. And for the kids' sake, their mama, if what her estranged husband is saying is true, she needs to go to Gamblers Anonymous and rehab, and he needs to get the kids. And I hit the gavel. That's my verdict. Roy, what do you want to happen? What should happen?
I think yet again you're being a little too generous. Are we forgetting that Kroy and Kim owe taxes? Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for 3 years. And all 3 of those years, they were on TV making great money. You know, there have been several people in our society who have gone to jail for not paying their taxes for just 1 year. And so I'm calling for some jail sentencing. And I think we need to do like Joe Giudice and Teresa. One can go in and serve their time, come out, take care of the kids. The other can go in, serve their time, come out and take care of the kids. No. We're done with giving grace.
Train ride is rough. Tonight's train ride is rough. Nobody has a heart. There's no grace. There's no mercy. Robin.
One man's dream is another man's nightmare. They're a mess. So you know what? I ain't got a dog in that fight. What it is what it is. And I say peace out. Whatever happens, happens. What they eat don't make me fat.
Mo Walker, jail because they are not paying their taxes. They owe $1 million in taxes to the government and $15,000 in taxes to the state of Georgia. What do you mean? Jail. Yes, jail.
Oh my God. Michelle, thank you. This is No Mercy Wednesday. Good gosh. Sebastian, do you have a heart? Kroy and Kim.
No, I don't have a heart at all in this situation. You lived above your means, well, you got to reap the consequences. That's the situation at hand. I don't feel bad for those baby kids. I really don't.
Oh my God.
They curse too much.
That's the best thing. You gonna stop. We don't talk about the kids now. We can talk about the parents, but let's not talk about the kiddos.
I'm not talking about that. They're just very disrespectful They curse a lot. They have no manners.
You call them
They-
baby kids. Don't call them baby kids.
Well, Kenya called them that too. They treat the maid as if she was like something, as not a person. I don't have sympathy for people like that. I really don't. Kim and Kroy, great that they're divorcing. I hope Kroy does an interview with a blogger soon. I really do, because we need to hear all of this situation unfold. And gambling is a real thing. Gambling is a real thing, and Kim needs to commit herself so she can be away from that. Take away the credit cards, Kroy, right now. Lock them. Lock them. And you better hope she doesn't have your social security.
Oh my God. Leo, what are your thoughts? Wayne, I think you have to do it on a computer, a laptop, or a desktop, and you just gotta click on the join button. But thank you, Wayne. Nice to see you. Go ahead, Leo, because this is No Mercy Wednesday for sure.
It is, and I'm gonna jump right on because I think they both the same kind. It was good for both of them till it wasn't. He ain't have no job. He wasn't somewhere working. So I mean, as far as how things have worked out, I do believe Kroy when he says that Kim does, because I seen some banking statements or something like that from last year that Kim is definitely spending up all the money.
Woo.
Now, I'm not saying that he hasn't spent money, but she is definitely spending up all the money on the internet gambling. And it's like $100,000 a month on the internet gambling.
Woo.
And she was rotating money from this account and that account, from her account to his account. And at the end of the month, it started out with $3,000. $127,000 was entered into the account allegedly, and then she took out $127,000 allegedly. And at the end of the month, it was only $700 left in his account. I think it was all good until it wasn't. I do believe that his relationship with her, she was a manipulator. She was the one that was in control of the relationship. What I don't know is, was it the IRS bill that was the break in the relationship? But they were both ride or die for each other. And it's sad. It is. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all this. All the time that they was on the Tardy for the Party Bravo show, all those years, it was like 6 or 7 years. The house was only $1 million. I know they banked at least $500,000 between the two of them for all those years. A year, why they ain't pay off their house? At the end of the day, they both are very financially illiterate, irresponsible, not thinking about the future, only thinking that they're gonna still make the same money over and over again. I feel that they both are in fault. Whoever had a problem, they dealt with it. They dealt with the problem, didn't they?
I think, you know what, and I agree with you 100%. But I think, you know what, the money was being made really by Kim. I don't know how he got paid for the show, or if he got paid for Don't Be Tardy. I don't know how the payment went with that.
He
With
did.
both of them.
He did. He got paid. Yeah. Carlos King told us that when it is a husband and wife, they write in the contract that they both of them might get a check. Now, the check that Corey got will not be the same as the check that Kim got, but he got a few coins as well with doing the show.
Well, that changed because initially, if you go back and you hear when Peter Thomas talked, and when they talked about Roa, Peter Thomas said money came from Cynthia for him, not that he was not written in the contract initially. So I think the beginning days, the husbands wasn't necessarily getting a check, because also too, that was part of why Kenya, and what's the young guy she dated?
Matt.
Peter and was telling Matt to get money from Kim. I mean, not from Kim, from Kenya. So all the men and everybody didn't get paid for their appearances. And I'm thinking maybe he did because that was their actual show, Don't Be Tardy, versus, being on like a Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever the case may be. But
I think, I think we saying the same thing. Like Peter was in on it. Matt wasn't in on it, but Peter was a husband. Matt was a boyfriend.
Right. But I guess since he was playing it off that, you know, he was a paid boyfriend or whatever, and it turned into a relationship, I don't know. They was trying to tell him get money. But I do connect to what you're saying. It's a sad situation. And I think that Kroy was just whipped. He was whipped. And then when it got real bad, I'm coming to you, Nikki. I'm gonna go to my opinion, then I'm coming to you. I think when it got bad to the point where it is now, and I think at some point he got tired of it because I think her gambling got worse over time. I think,
and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna relinquish my time. But y'all, we need to really pay attention to the fact that it's not over for Kim. I really do feel like Bravo in the back is trying to figure out how to get Kim back on the screen so she can get a check. So
I think they already gave her money. I think she spent it.
I
do. I think they saved her house because how did her house get saved so easy? I think they saved her house. I think they gave her a nice check for the 2 little or whatever parents she's going to make on Roa. But I think when you got a person like that who spends before they even get it or who spends on that level, there's nothing that's going to help her but some rehab. And they need to shut down that Gamblers Anonymous thing. Nikki, I'm gonna come to you, but in my opinion, I'm gonna come to you. Go ahead, Nikki.
I just want to say my phone's about to die because our transformers. Okay. That's why I have like this light here.
Yes,
and
no problem.
And I'm in Texas. That's the only reason why I just want to say something. That's fine. Pray for me. It's hot. But anyways, I just want to say 2 things. Not so much on people that owe taxes because I owe taxes. Me and my husband have businesses, and we always owe, and we don't have like no millions of dollars. But it's always confusing to me how we always owe the IRS something. Meanwhile, fake billionaire Donald Trump only owes $755. I feel some way about it. I'm just saying. So I'm saying that to say this. I'm saying it tongue in cheek, but I'm saying that to say this. It's not always specifically that the person that didn't pay the taxes or owes taxes is doing something nefarious. That's all I'm getting at. Now, I do think Kim and Kroy, maybe not so much Kroy, but I don't know. I kind of agree because he's so much younger when he got with her.
Yep.
It's like she just like stuck him, put her fangs in him, and then
yes, she did. But watch your sons. Go ahead.
Oh, I said sons?
No. I'm saying watch your sons, moms. Watch your sons.
Oh, okay.
Women that are gonna put their claws in your baby boy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just saying. But I do remember, I don't know if you guys remember that episode. I think it was the episode after Kim. She had on that purple dress. Her and Nene were going at it, and Andy was like him because she bought Troy or whatever his name is a Porsche. I think she bought him like a black Porsche, and Andy was like, "I'm really concerned, that you're spending up all your money." And and I remember watching her because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I wear labels. Not everything I have is labels, but I know it's expensive. I know how much Chanel bags cost, and they're not cheap. So it's like I'm like thinking you're making all this money, but I also know. Even if you clear 500,000, you're not getting 500,000. Even if that's her, her income, the more you make, the more they take. It just is what it is. So, and if you're spending all of that and you don't have good financial planners like Candy Burris would say, I'm just saying, then you could be in this situation. But this is what I think. I think that Kim got Kroy and she locked her little into him. And it was just like he didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to tell her no. And I also think he's going to get the kids because they're going to show, he gets a good attorney. They're going to show those red Solo cups that she was walking around with. I'm just saying that would be my argument for I need full custody. But that's scary though. Don't you think if a judge gives full custody to the dad, I always wonder, because we're typically, if at court, you're typically on the side of the female just because usually we're primary caregivers, so to speak. So if they take custody from Kim and give it to Kroy, I'm like really, 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 really concerned about Kim's behavior.
Now, to be honest with you, that was the old way of the courts. Now, to be honest with you, the courts really try to lean towards both parents as long as they're saying having equal opportunity with the kids, right?
100%. I used to work in children's court. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just saying when it does happen, it makes you think, well, if they usually, when I say primary caregiver, people think of women, you think you're going to have your children with you. Not necessarily that they're good mothers, but they, you know what I'm saying? You're associated with it. I don't know. I think she's done a lot on TV, and it's probably going to come back to bite her.
I think what's really going to come back to bite her. I think what he's saying is true. She has a really, really bad gambling problem. And I throw allegedly on there, but I do believe what he's saying is true, that she has this really bad gambling problem, and she's stuck on that phone or whatever device she's gambling on, and she's addicted.
Can I say this too, and then I won't say anything else? This one last thing. I have a conspiracy theory, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist,
right?
About how she got her house paid. Because everybody remember Big Papa, whatever. I think Big Papa called Kim and was like, "Look, I got a proposition for you." And I think there was an indecent proposal probably made, and he saved them. But it's also possible what you said about Bravo saying, "Here, we're going to do this, and now we're going to lock you into this contract." What do they call this? 360 or whatever it is in the rap game, where you come out owing them no matter what. But I do think they either Big Papa saved her, and now Kroy found out, and that's why Kroy's like gloves off, or they're really playing a really good game of like.
Hold on, guys. I need to go around everybody else because it's time is coming. But in my opinion, what are your thoughts, really quickly?
I think Kroy needs his kids, and I think Kim needs to be locked up in a psychiatric ward somewhere, so she can get the help that she needs. Let me tell you something. I am so far beyond Kim. I don't want to see her on my TV screens. Bravo don't put her on my TV screens. I already heard she's supposed to be on Ultimate Girls Trip. I'm pretty sure that's how she got paid for, because the house was paid for in full. Let's not forget, she took out another loan for this house, and that's the reason why they owe the money that they keep bouncing off of. Because she took out some more money, because she has a gambling problem, and a drinking problem, and a smoking problem. Kim is a whole problem, and a racist.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't see that the house was paid for. I saw that they had a second mortgage to do renovations on the house that they never paid. But I think that house still has a mortgage on it. So yeah, and what I read is the second loan was for the renovations that they did on it. So and they called in the second loan. But either way, they owe this money, and it's nasty. Georgia has no problem giving the fathers full custody. Usher, Ludacris. Yeah, but that, you know what? Most states, money trumps a lot of things. That's all I'm going to say. Money trumps a lot of things. Steve got his kid. Wasn't in Georgia. Okay? Money. And that's why you need to have money. That's it. That's all. Adele, really quickly, what are your thoughts?
FYI, Diva, this passenger always has love, grace, and mercy for everyone.
Amen. Amen.
Yes. This one's a tough one though, but I am going to say to them, good luck, because they're surely going to need it. Mm-hmm. I do speak karma though. I think it's something that's in life for everyone. It doesn't pass any of us. I wish them well though. Especially with where their kids are concerned. I wish them the best.
Yeah, I do too. Eve, really quickly, Kim and Kroy, did I come to you already?
But it's clear to me Kim done put that cold bologna sandwich on top of Kroy's warm mustard bottle, and lunchtime is never the same. Listen to me. Shout out to Voyeur for reminding us that they owe $1 million in taxes, because I didn't know it was $1 million. And I live in Georgia. They owe $1 million to the state of Georgia. Listen to me. Kroy and Kim need to pay the hell up. What about the kids in public education? What about the food stamps and the Section 8? $1 million is a lot of money that's supposed to be helping the citizens of Georgia. Now, we have to have a heart for the kids now. Because y'all said have a heart at the beginning. The kids need this $1 million. I just cannot believe this. Plus, Kim still owes Candy that $80,000 for writing and producing the record. When is Candy going to get her money? Because see, Candy gives back. Candy cares. This is just heartbreaking news to me. Lord have mercy. Kim bragged about Kroy having that big old booty, and now he got to sell it to pay the taxes. Sweet black Jesus. That's it.
Thank you, E. Thank you, E. Okay. Chef Kev, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this. Oh, you want me to skip you?
Skip, I'll pass. Anybody want a drink?
We don't need no more drinks. We don't need no more drinks. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Hey, Diva. Can I say something about Tina Turner real quick?
Of course.
Okay, so my dad was like about 9 or 10 when he came to this country, right? And like he didn't know any English. So the way he learned English at the time was listening through music. So he was like big on the Jacksons and stuff like that. And the first song he heard that kind of helped him learn English was Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? So I don't know. It was so sad that when I saw that she passed away. And then another thing, Diva, thank you for being the only one, and I think Adele too, for having a heart for John Morant. You cannot expect someone who didn't have the foundation to grow up and for him to be okay. And a lot of people were saying, throw him in jail, throw him in jail. Jail doesn't fix people, it actually makes them worse.
Come on now. Come on
But
now.
as far as Kim, I am so over with Kim, especially in that last reunion when she said racism wasn't all that real a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm done with Kim, and I hope she doesn't come back to any reality TV shows.
Ooh, she's coming back because they trying to save her. Thank you so much, Shona, for the super chat. The study have shown that gambling does indeed stimulate the brain, just like drugs and alcohol. Yeah, a compulsive gambler is a compulsive gambling is a gambling disorder. Yeah, it's sad, and she is definitely in that mode. When you see those receipts of how much she's spending in a month, ooh, good gosh. Good gosh, it's very sad.
We need to have a heart for those slots, those online slots. We need to have a heart for those servers on the internet. We need to have a heart for that. We can't have a heart here for Kim. We can't.
Stop it. Listen, and there is, and anybody out there that has a gambling problem, there is a anonymous number. I'm gonna have to update it in the description. Maybe I could pull it up as we go.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Thank you. In my opinion, because it really is. It's a serious problem, and you need to get some help. And in terms of her addiction, this problem, if it is so, I pray to God that she gets help.
But Diva, if she was still friends with Candy, Mama Joyce could have helped Kim, because remember, Mama Joyce was at the slots too. Remember?
I do remember. Listen, you shaking this train, and I'm moving on. Listen, we about to close out with this story. Fetty Wap. So Fetty Wap is going to serve 6 years in jail for a drug conspiracy. He's going to federal prison, and he is going to, after he gets out, he's going to be on 5 years probation. So altogether, it's 11 years. This man had the nerve to try to get a lighter sentence, where his minimum sentence was going to be 5 years. So actually, he's lucky. They kind of let him off easy. By giving him 6 and giving him the 5-year probation. He tried to speak to the I hate this particular one. Let me go to the other article. He tried to speak to the judge ahead of time to get a lighter sentence, because he said, I was doing it for my family. My touring gigs dried up. My family needed money. So that's why I was out there doing it. He also said that when he went to, before the sentencing, because he pled guilty, so it was no trial, right? So before the sentencing, he what was I gonna say? He had family members write letters and everything saying, listen, he did it for us. I had to support that, he had to support the family. So lawyers for Fetty Wap were asking a judge to sentence him to 5 years, the minimum under the law, after he pleaded guilty last year to federal, drug charges, arguing that the star rapper committed his crimes only to financially support others during the COVID-19 pandemic. Boy, stop. So I can't with these. Like, you did the crime, and if your family members needed to support, everybody was getting stimulus checks during the pandemic. Were they not getting theirs? You really had to go do crime. And listen, I want to say that it was a lot of drugs that he got caught trying to deal with. But you want to know what the real problem was? These drugs were being sold in Long Island, Sussex County, some prestigious neighborhoods. Yeah, they wanted to take him down. So we'll close out with this. I'll start with you, Emmanuel. What do you think about this Fetty Wap?
All right, so I'm about to say something very controversial.
Okay.
But they need a free Fetty Wap. Okay?
You said free him?
Yes.
Oh.
At the end of the day, he didn't hurt anyone, did he? He didn't end anyone's.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna shut up. Y'all want call the fire department again? Go ahead, Emmanuel.
My point is, there's so much more crimes that are like really bad, like people.
Elaine.
I don't know. I
finish.
feel like in America we're in a system where like I don't think he would want to come out of the gate and sell that he was selling. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's something that like is maybe a last resort. I don't know, because I mean I didn't hear him dropping any more songs after 6, 7, 9. So maybe I don't know. I just feel like 6 years is a long time. Maybe a year or 2. But
it's a federal case. So see. Here's the thing, Emmanuel. When you want to be a thug, and you get caught, then you're going to pay the thug time, okay? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't be begging the judge after you did it. You put all of these devastating substances in our neighborhoods to indirectly take the lives of our mothers, our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, our friends by spreading that fentanyl, cocoa, and all of that in the streets. And you want to say you did it for your family. Everybody in these streets got to work for themselves and their family.
That is very true. But then let me just play a devil's advocate really quickly. Did he force anybody to buy that?
Oh, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that, Emmanuel.
Abort.
But I will. I will say he has 2 young kids and he's very young, so I feel bad for him.
He got 5 kids. He had 6. One of them passed away. If we gonna name his kids, he got 5 kids. He had 6. One of them passed away. They all young and they all need their father. And even if some of them was older,
and he don't take care of them.
But he knew, and he don't take care of them. And he knew he had these kids before he did these crimes. Now, this person right here, I ain't got no heart for. Now, this one I don't have a heart for. Because you know what? Listen, I got to get ready to send my kid to college. Should I go out there and go fly in and sneak in some cars and underneath the side and all this, some of these substances, and then when I get caught, say, Your Honor, give me a break because I was trying to send my kid to college? No, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Hold on, Emmanuel. Just hold on 1 second, because I want to help you clear your mind. Just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna help you clear your mind, and y'all got this train. This train is burning right now. It's on fire. Okay. Fetty Wap asked the judge for a 5-year sentence in drug trafficking case. Okay. He's begging the judge. Excuse me. You should have begged Target, Walmart, and all of them for a job. And it's federal. So federal, there's a minimum sentence. Federal drug trafficking case to only sentence him to the mandatory minimum, but the feds want him to be locked up a lot longer. According to new legal documents obtained by TMZ, Fetty Wap is seeking a 5-year sentence after pleading guilty to conspiracy to distribute at least 500 grams. Now, I didn't do well in math, but I believe 500 grams is a lot of cocoa stemming from his October 21st arrest. Okay. Now, listen, I don't know if they just did this picture to be exploiting the whole situation, or if this is from the scene.
No, that's evidence.
That's evidence. Well, come on now, E. Look at all that money. Look. This is a lot of cocoa. Hold on 1 second. Let's, because this is serious, right? The rapper's legal team told the judge Fetty accepts full responsibility. Well, then do your time. shut up and do your time for his crimes. But his conduct here does not and should not define him. Well, he got time to learn how it's not going to define him while he's behind bars. And they attached a bunch of positive letters from family and friends who say Fetty was just trying to provide for them financially by selling these. You know what? That's not your family and friends, because my family ain't going to tell me to go out and do no crimes to help support them. We'll both get on the line, social services line together first. And listen, they got cheese lines. They got what are the place you go buy the thrift clothes? There's answers to everything. That's legal. Uncle Sam sees it differently though. In the docs, the feds want Fetty to spend 87 to 108 months behind bars, claiming he participated in a massive, not just a little local dealer with a couple of weed in the pocket, say, here, you want a blunt for $5? No, he had heavy stuff. Okay? It says in a massive drug trafficking organization that flooded. That means he had a whole bunch. Flooded Long Island with cocoa. This is terrible. The Office of U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of New York, okay, also said leniency isn't really warranted here, saying Fetty has used and continue to use his fame, sizable platform, and influence to glamorize the drug trade. So you know what? I ain't even going to read the rest. I just needed to give you some, Emmanuel. So Freddie, and listen, I'm not trying to be shady. Fetty in his one eye is going to go do his time.
Yeah, and let me just say, because I don't want people to misinterpret what I said. Okay. I agree that drugs are horrible. Like, I don't even believe that people should have Mary Jane. Like, I think it's like really bad. But he's just so talented. He has so much potential. And I just feel like there have been people in the United States of America that have done much worse things and have some of them have done no jail time.
Evidently you ain't kept up with him. Okay.
Hold on one second. Let him finish and I'm coming around because we're closing this thing out. They said Baby El Chapo. Listen, he flooded the area with this. He got to do his time. We got to look at these cases individually, and he got to do his time. Go ahead, Emmanuel. The last 60 seconds.
Yeah, just that. I just feel like sometimes, yeah, that was it.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I appreciate you. Come on, GG 77. I'll apply for Section 8 first, but you ain't going to get, nobody's coming to clean me up because I'm not I cannot do nobody's jail. I don't want to go for 2 seconds. I don't even want to be in the back of the police car. I walk home if my car get towed and the tow driver can't take me and the police is the only way I can get home. I'm going to walk on the highway and everything, across bridges and all that. I'm not getting in nobody police car. No.
Oh, Diva, you real classy. I know you just didn't say riches. I love you, Diva.
Chef Kev, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't have sympathy for him because my field was destroyed because of COVID. So I know a lot of people who ended up in bad situations. Mm-hmm. And, people ended up homeless and things like that.
Come on now.
So, so this is nothing new. I mean, I saw people lose 6-figure jobs because of COVID.
Come on now.
With family members. So,
yes.
I mean, this is the situation is you're not sorry for what you did. You're sorry you got caught.
Come on now, Chef Cat.
That's what that is. So, you say you did it. You talk about it in your songs. Now pay the piper. So it's and plus you go in a Fed prison. So it's not like you go into, a state prison.
Right.
The guys call it Club Fed. You know what I mean? It's not even the same. It's not even on the same level. But it is what it is. But for us, I have no sympathy for him. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You are right. A lot of people was devastated and they didn't go out there doing crimes. Black Panthers, I would join you. She said, I'll go work the poll at the Senior Citizen Center first. Come on now. But I will not do no crime. Okay? That the people with the AARP cards throw some money at me, but I will not. Come on. E, what are your thoughts?
First of all, I'm conflicted because I didn't keep up with this Z-lister at the amateur night, but in the back chat, in my opinion, said that this person is a abuser of women, and I can't stand for that. Now he need to be locked up, and that's just final. I'm going to let, in my opinion, run down the history when we get to her. But Emmanuel, let me have a word with you. Don't you dare say selling narcotics is not a serious crime. He's hurting black people, your people. What about the kids, Emmanuel? If you're not a part of the problem, if you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. He should have went down to Love and Hip Hop like Masika. Hell, Zeus is hiring too. I know some Uber drivers who make $80,000 a year. Are you kidding me? So, no, Fetty is just another black man behaving badly. He's a statistic. He's a joke. This man made his money from poisonous rap lyrics and slinging dope. This thing got 5 baby mamas, like Diva said, and 6 kids. Child, please. He's property of the state, and he has to make license plates and jury beads now. So we got to clean up these streets now. 2024. Make sure you make the right decision. I said what I said.
You can go ahead next, Adele, because Diva is weakened. You can go ahead, Adele.
Because I'm clutching my purse.
Like I said before, I always come from a place of love, but this time we have to go with tough love. Yeah. Because honestly, this is a little bit much. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I know of him, he was already famous before the pandemic. He was making money. He had top songs, chart toppers, all of those things. So this is someone that wants to live a certain lifestyle, not necessarily wants to survive. So him saying about family and all of those stuff, and like you said, Diva, they were getting their checks. There was no cap to who was getting checks and who was not getting checks. Everybody got checks.
Well, hold on now, Adele. Hold on now. There was a cap. There was a cap. Everybody did not get stimulus checks. So there was a cap. There was a cap. Everybody didn't get stimulus checks, but most people did. Yeah. Because stimulus checks didn't get a check. Right. Well, go ahead.
So he got a check.
You didn't get a stimulus check, Auntie? Oh, y'all, Auntie Diva is balling for real. Okay.
He just told you she shop at Riches, Roya. Was you paying attention?
Yeah, so just I don't have much to say about him, but except that it's just like, when you want to live a certain lifestyle.
Diva, check your phone.
I can't. I gotta go. Y'all killing me. Go ahead, Adele. You on mute. You muted yourself.
Okay, got. Yeah, sorry. So it's not enough for him to say, my family, when it's very obvious that he just wants to maintain his lifestyle. That's it.
That part. Thank you. Y'all killing me right now. In my opinion, I got it. Thank you, Nikki. Come on, because I'm about to be in overtime here. Okay, this train is running late. The train is running late. Go ahead, Nikki.
Okay. So I'm gonna be brutally honest with what I think about this, and I'm of two minds. The first thing is, I can't with the hypocrisy that's happening right now. I really can't. The thing is, and I wrote this in the chat, it's like, it's a crime to be a prostitute, right? Unless you have a cameraman there and the lighting crew and we can sell it at the store. But if I do it on the street, somehow I'm a criminal. Same thing with Big Pharma. It's a crime for Fetty Wap or whoever he is to go and sell whatever he going to go sell. And let me be very clear, I'm against drugs. I don't use drugs unless I have to from the doctor or whatever. So I don't support it. However, I can call out the hypocrisy when I see it, because Big Pharma can sell all of these drugs to whomever. And we know that we have a prescription drug problem in this country, but no one has anything to say about that. We only care about the ones that are doing it illegally. I'm just saying. That's
Nikki, you're speaking facts.
That's my opinion. I appreciate that. And then the other thing too is, this is what's confusing to me. I'm confused at how these drugs are acceptable, but we're taking and making laws in different states and saying these drugs that were once illegal are now legal. And we're not letting everybody out of jail that was selling, using, and whatever that we put away. This is my problem. I do think that it's wrong to sell these drugs that are killing people, crack cocaine, I don't know what we could say, the illicit drugs. I absolutely agree that it's wrong and it's infecting our communities and all of those things. I just want everybody to play the same game. And as far as like what you said, Miss Adele, about like, oh well, he's just doing what he knows how to do or something to that effect. I just feel as though if we take his occupation and apply it to people who go to a regular 9 to 5, if you lose your job, 99% of us are going to go apply for the same exact job that we're qualified to do. He's no different. He's looked at it and said, okay, I can do this job and this is how I can get paid. I don't agree with it. But if I'm a receptionist for 10 years, or if I'm a nurse, or if I'm a whatever it is, I'm going to fix my resume and apply for the same type of job. Not many people will go and start their whole life over doing something new. I'm not giving him an excuse. It's an explanation, in my opinion. That is all. Oh, we have a person in my opinion.
I don't think I said anything like that.
Hold on, guys.
I was just saying that he had a music career beforehand, so he made a lot of money. That's the only thing I said about his career. But
my point was that what I'm saying is, even though he went back to do the whatever, selling the drugs or whatever it is that we're talking about, I'm saying he's really no different than everybody that has a regular job somewhere. The lady at Popeyes that's selling me the chicken, if she gets fired, she's probably going to apply at KFC or some other place like that. I'm saying he's doing the same thing. I'm not saying it's right. I don't agree with it.
Okay, wait, hold on, guys. The train has crashed and burned. It's official, right? The train has crashed and burned. But I got to move along the line here because we got to get out of here. And y'all are really killing me. For real, for real. And yes, tell Fetty to go apply to work on Love at the Lockup after he gets out 6 years and he got the ankle bracing on him because he's going to have to be monitored for another 5 years. So let's be clear, right? We can go down a rabbit hole if we want to say, oh, big pharma in the street situation. Even I know with now the weed being legal, the weed at the dispensaries is not the weed you're going to get on the street, people. The weed on the street is not organized, okay, and looked after, and the weed at the dispensary is a whole different thing. The weed on the street, the JoJo, who gets his supply from whoever, okay, he gets maybe $100 worth of supply, but he wants to make 1,000. So he goes in his house and he take everything out of the kitchen sink and he add it to the supply. Listen, you know what? I cannot. Y'all trying to take me down a rabbit hole. Come on now. In my opinion, what are your thoughts? Because they killed tonight was a crash and burn. Go ahead.
I'm glad you got to me, because Fetty Wap is trash. Okay, back in 2020, in the height of the pandemic, his wife came out and said how he abuses drugs and beats her. Okay, beat her in the face so bad she had a black eye. Okay, I ain't got no love for him. Okay, he needs to be locked under the jail cell. Never let that kid go loose. Because let me tell you something. First of all, he's an alcoholic and an abuser of drugs, and that's the reason why he had all them drugs. He wasn't selling it all.
Oh, he was using some. You know what? I thank you. In my opinion, I gotta move on because I gotta get out of here. And Paige said that JoJo's weed is full of stimulus.
Come on, Leo. Go ahead, baby girl. Come on, honey bun. Come on, because Diva is weakened.
Oh my God. And I don't have anything to elevate the conversation. Look, Fetty Wap was about the trap queen. That was his jam. That was his song that put him on the map. He did not know how to translate that into other funds. He really was about that life. Let's just be real about it. If we can give mercy and all of this to other people and what's going on, Fetty Wap, if you listen to the lyrics of that song, he was really about that life. He was that dude. And so now he got to suffer the consequences. I have been around some unscrupulous people, and they always say, do the crime, do the time.
Thank you. Sebastian?
I'm very, very interested and to see how some people are trying to justify this. It is the most disgusting thing. I grew up in Long Island. Long Island does not take crime. They take crime very seriously, especially when it's affecting people in mass, like drugs do. This is disgusting. He does need to be locked up. No one, he should not have any sympathy at all. Like, why? Especially 500 grams is like a little over a pound. That's how much it is. Imagine, just imagine. He needs to be locked up. He needs to lose his kids. He needs to lose access to all his kids. I don't Yes, he does. He does. Especially if he's
That's
beating their mamas. No, it's not okay. He needs to lose access to them. If you can beat your child's mother, you could probably beat that child too. This is too much. This is too much. It's too much. He needs to be
See those babies eating public school lunch. Get it, Sebastian. Wake it up.
He also needs to I was so serious.
Are you okay?
Okay, also, I don't think he ever deserves a pardon. No one should pardon him. You're so messed up, E. You're so messed up. You're so messed up, E. But he does not deserve a pardon or anything. He does not deserve mercy. All he deserves is shame. And when he does get out, that's what people should look at him as. A star who done lost the light.
A fallen star. Listen, Jonah, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
He wasn't a star. He was just a glimmer of light, okay? And that light dead, okay?
Wait, hold on. Thank you for the super chat. Let's be constructive in society than destructive. Open a restaurant. People love to eat. Come on now. Nursing home. Better way to go. Exactly. We're here. Close this thing out because I'm done. Y'all done crash and burn this train tonight.
I'm gonna close this out. Apparently, some of the people was taking some of the drugs that he was giving out on tonight. So, I ain't even gonna give no other opinion on that. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight on Chronicles of the Gray Hair Divas channel. We say thank you so much. If you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, and make sure you hit that notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time Diva posts a video with y'all in mind, okay?
I just want to know, will I be back? Will I be invited
that
back?
Diva will not be here next week. So please,
oh my God, bro.
Diva will not be here next week. She will be on vacation. She will be, correct me if I'm wrong, Auntie, she will be releasing some of her stuff on her members only. So if you would like to catch her next week, you might want to go ahead and subscribe to her members only so that you can be a part of her vacation next week. And she's going to try to do her regular stuff as well, I believe. Please join us for Dear Mama. We'll let you know what date that is. Your book club is this Saturday, correct, Auntie? Okay. Y'all hit the like button, and Auntie Diva, just go ahead and just close us out. Close us out. Close us out. We thank y'all for joining us tonight. Y'all have a beautiful night.
Yes.
Oh, y'all killing me.
She said, "Pass the puck." I cannot. Okay, y'all. Good night. I love y'all. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.